Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know where you're connecting from. Please just list where you're connecting from. We'd like to know where you're connecting from so we can greet you rightly. And today we have a great guest with us. But before we go and bring him on board, I'd like to just introduce myself. My name is Sandra Uko. I'm a leadership coach with the Maxwell Academy. I train, I also do other things, but I'm also a ghostwriter. I'm a best-selling author and also an IT sales expert of over 20 years, and just recently got gifted the Presidential Lifetime Award. I'm also a member of the Toastmasters as the Vice President of Public Relations and also an area director with the Toastmasters. And today we have a great guest who'll be sharing his story because we'll learn from people's story so that we do not need to reinvent the wheel. I don't want to do what people ahead of me have done. I want to learn from them so that I don't make the same mistake they made. And we can ride on their shoulders and get to where we need to get on time and in good time. And so today I have Ayomide Ibrahim, who will be introducing himself. He'll be telling us about himself, his story, where he started from, how it's life been for him. Maybe he was born with a silver spoon. You know, some people have things working for them, and they've never been to the other side of the world where they have to, you know, beg to eat and do things. So we want to learn from him so others can learn from his story, because with story, we're able to connect with others. Thank you so much, sir. The floor is all yours.
So much, Sandra. As you said, my name is Ayomide Ibrahim. I'm an accountant. That's something I always like to say. I've been an accountant, for over 19 years now, almost 2 decades. But hey, that's not all about me. I'm a husband, mother. I'm a Christian, and I mean, there's a lot to say about myself. But if I delve into all of that, we won't be living. We won't be
Sure.
living this. Yeah. So I am a Nigerian. I was born, on the Lagos Island in Nigeria. I'm from a wonderful family. My dad, was a banker. My mom, an educationist. She's a teacher. I know the teachers we have, back there. And I have four wonderful, siblings, two sisters, two brothers, and all doing very well. We had to leave, Nigeria. I mean, my wife and my two wonderful children, uh, because I was beginning to see the Nigeria we have, today, as of 2016. It wasn't as this bad in 2016, but trust me, I saw the Nigeria of today in 2016. And I told my wife, I said, you know what, we have to leave. Uh, you and I have tried so much to give our best to this country, but we are not able to because the system is not permitted. And it's just best, that we leave, if not for anything, at least for the sake of our children. And we found ourselves, here. It's our sixth year, and
How many
it,
years?
it's our sixth year.
Oh, good, great.
And it did not take me too long at all to know why I'm here. I've said to so many individuals at different, you know, different places, different platforms, that this country needs you and I as much as we need it. Uh, our level of intelligence, our brilliance, how brilliant we are, what we have to offer is what this country is questing for on a daily basis. So if you are here and you think, oh, um, I'm here to, what do I have to get from this country? You also have to note that America needs you as much as you need it. And being an accountant for uh, 14 years, 14, 15 years before I left, it took me no time to see how bad, the service in terms of, financial services that people get here, especially immigrants, when they move to the United States, they find it so hard to get that financial service that would, include them in this country. Uh, and I told myself, Ayo, this is why you are in the United States, right? And you just have to, plug in and get on with it right away. And I started, making moves and taking actions because in life, what you do, your actions should reflect where you are going. They should look alike,
True.
right? They should look alike. There should be a resemblance between your actions and where you are going. And what I did was, I know this is why you're here. What do you need to do to equip yourself to making it happen, right? And that's exactly what I did. I had to look for CPAs around me, good CPAs, who are able to train and help me, do what I'm doing today. And I was able to find a fantastic man. I'm not sure if I'm able to, if I'm allowed to mention, businesses, here. Um, well, his name is Mr. Abid. So I trained with him for a while. I also trained with another fantastic man, Mr. Jude, and we still have a great relationship up to date. Both of them will still send clients, to me if they need something that they know Aya is able to deliver this, quicker. I mean, they still send clients here. But back to who I am. Uh, the silver spoon theory, it's not really something that I believe in. Yes, you could, come from parents who are so wealthy, right? Uh, but the thing is, if you don't make determination to become that person that you should, no matter what your parent transfers to you, it's a waste. It's a total waste. So I don't believe in the silver spoon, theory. I I was born into a great, great family. We said both parents are learned, and one thing I'm glad that they gave me is education. So they gave me education. I attended aviation schools in Zaria before I moved to Gideon's International in Lagos. And then for my secondary school education, I attended Ansarudin College before I studied accounting from Olabisi Onabanjo University. And as of today, I'm a fellows chartered accountant from the Institute Chartered Accountant of Nigeria. Qualified, I think, in 2011, and after 10 years, you become a fellows. Today, I'm also a certified fraud examiner. I'm also a CISA holder, which is right there. So we have the certified information systems manager. I also have my season right here, and you have to keep going because, as I mentioned, you have to equip yourself. You have to what you have to do to give out your best is a continuum. It has to continue. You can't stop. The day you stop to learn is the day you stop on the mission to deliver the best, right? To those that you have been called, either by the man upstairs or by yourself to serve, right? And for me, uh, next to the calling from the man upstairs is when the people call you to serve them, right? So for me, those are the lanes. God calls you, the people call you to serve them, and then you call yourself. And today, I can tell you that we feel that somehow the people have reposed in FinServ Pro to serve them. The number, the number of referrals, we get every day is outstanding. I mentioned, before we jumped on the call, that when we look at the age of the business we are and what we are currently doing, it's not the same. What we are doing is way above the age of the business. And the reason is very simple. In life, you have to understand what you are called to do and take out yourself from who you are to do it. Many people fail in life because they hold on to the who they are, to serve. You have to get beyond who you are, right? It's being selfless, right? Understanding what you need to do and moving from your comfort zone to do it. Yes, you have to be disciplined, and the most important one is being ethical. If you hold on to those two things, trust me, right? You go places. And yeah, so we are here today, and because our years are still counting, and we love what we are doing.
Awesome. Awesome. Now let me just quickly make some um, action points that you actually mentioned about. You talk about your niche, knowing what you're called to do. A lot of times, a lot of people do not know what they are called to do. And so they therefore live a life of, going about not having a focus of what they want to do. That's a great one for me. And you spoke about not burning the bridges, working with people and ensuring that you have the right relationship and you will stick on with them. Because if you burn the bridges, those men will never refer clients to you. That'll be the end of, they doing business with you. So we must ensure that we don't burn bridges, but we make bridges or even mend them. And you spoke about actions. Your actions must be in agreement to where you want to go. You can't be busy going to parties, setting party, event planning, and you want to build a bank. Both of them don't go together. So you must know what you want to do, what you're doing, where you're going to, what are the steps you need to take to get to where you want to be in the next 5 years. That's mind-blowing for me. And you must know what you're called to do. I tell people, I said, before you know what you're called to do, you must know yourself. Once you don't know yourself, self-awareness, you cannot tell me this is what you're called to do. So knowing yourself, knowing your passion, knowing your giftings, knowing what God has given to you, and seeing, okay, this is how I can maximize and nest all to become what I want. When you spoke about, again, you spoke about when you don't live an inspired life. Truly, you will live an expired life. When you think, I have arrived, that's when you begin to go down. When you stop learning, you begin to die. When you stop growing, you're living an expired life. When you stop inspiring people and you cannot even inspire yourself, then you're living an expired life. It's only a matter of time you will go there. So that was a great one for me. So I also want to find out from you, whilst doing all this, were there times you felt like throwing in the towels? Oh my God, it wasn't working. It doesn't look like this is where you want to be. And things were a bit difficult. And who are the people that, you got yourself surrounded with? Because I speak about your environment is key for your growth. So those are my questions for you, sir.
Yeah, so I've never, I can't think of any time in my life that I embarked on anything and said to myself, I don't know what, uh, this is it. Uh, this is not working. Let's let's do something else, right? The only thing I know to date, I felt bad that I could not complete was my master's degree at the University of Lagos. And of course, that's because I needed to just leave Nigeria, right? And just, you know, continue when I get back in. Uh, I've never, for once, thought of, you know what, I'm just done with this country. I want to go back to Nigeria. Things are not this bad in Nigeria because when I came into the United States, I started from a tire shop, what we call organizer in Nigeria. You know,
Oh
so
my God.
imagine a chartered accountant, a principal accountant was I was going to be a chief accountant, I think, in the next year, right? Um, and then I came here, and one of the first things I could do immediately is just to start making money, is to work at tire shops, to start changing, tires, people driving. So we want to buy tires, and then you show them around the tires, and then you tell them, oh, this is good for you, right? And the thing is, even at the tire shop, right, I showed who I am. I showed my skills. That when I was going to leave, the owner of the tire shop said, Ayo, you can't leave because I looked at my sales since you joined, right? It's gone so up that I had to sometimes have to start watching what is going on from the camera. And I see how you engage the people. I see how you go all the way, to look for what these individuals want, right? And he said, you know what,
Mm.
rather than you, I'm trying to open a new store very close to DC. Can you please open this store, for me? And we agreed that, look, I'm going to do it for this period of time on this, new terms.
Terms.
And yeah, this is an evil man, right? So it's what I say, like David, right? That he was in the woods. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter where you are. What you always have to understand is who and whose you are.
Yeah.
If you understand these two things, things would get overwhelming,
Yeah.
but it should never, and it would never get to the point of you throwing in
The tower.
towel.
Awesome.
Yeah, it will. It would never get there, right? And from there, I moved to American Wings, right? And from American Wings, I did the CNA that most of us will do in this country. But while I was doing these jobs, I'm going to show you something. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to scroll off a bit. I'm going to show
Well, you
you.
can.
So I said I came in 2018, 6 years ago. As of 2018, I got this book with the first credit card that I got in this country. I got books for $2,000 the very year I moved to the United States, right? And I got because there are books that you need as accountants to be CPAs in this country, right? So and I'll take these books with me, the tire shop, the American Wings, to the CNA job, right? Until I start, working with this CPA man, and I had, a better environment, to start studying, right? Uh, so as I mentioned earlier, once you know what your mission is, back it up with actions. That when people see you in places that you don't belong,
You know.
they would know where you belong.
True.
They know it belong here. They know that they would know where you belong. Let me tell you what happened, right? The first CPA that I worked with, so that I was working as a CPA with, Now, I was working as a CNA, a certified nurse assistant. Said, I know a man that can hire you. You see what I'm saying? He knows I don't belong there. Because of what he saw me, so he's able to determine
Connect you. It became a connecting.
this is where this guy belongs, and I can connect it. I said to RMD 3 days ago, I said, I've noticed something about people that most people don't understand. We as people, Nigerians, we tell ourselves that, oh, we don't love ourselves. I really don't believe it. Most of the time, you don't give people the opportunity to show you love.
True. That's true.
You don't.
Yeah.
Because, and what I said to RMD, their comments, their recommendations that I've received in my life over the years, that people literally just supported my mission. I'll give you a good example. A lady who is an interior decorator attended an event. She took a picture and sent it to me that I'm at this event. This is an event you must not miss. And I would use my pass for you just to come in because you need to meet people here. That is one. The guy who is into solar went to install solar for a millionaire. And he told him, he said, I know a guy want to connect you guys. Told me about them and gave me my contact that I should reach out to them. So what I'm saying in essence is, if you give people enough reason to know where you are going, and they see it's beneficial to them, not in the short term alone, but also in the long term, they will give you that push.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great one.
And this has been
Your story.
my story. My story is just a story of bliss.
Hmm.
I attended an interview of over 240. They, selected just 3 of us, for the final interview. The final, 3 guys. I came third in the interview. The CEO of the company said, I love the guy that came third. Is who I want. And the
So,
HR said, you can't hire the person that came third. This is the case, hire the 3 of them. And the 3 of us were hired for a job that should be
for one
done.
person. That's awesome. Very great story.
So it's just been, life has
Story
just
of
been a
grace.
story of grace, right?
I like to.
Yeah. And so
Awesome.
at no time have I ever felt like throwing in at all. Not even in my marriage. Marriages, the very few years where what have I gotten myself into? But I'm like, no, this is where I belong.
Yeah. And once you have it right in the beginning, it will work out. But when you start doubting right from the first time you get into that marriage, into that
Exactly.
business, you will wobble to the very end. But I like the story. You spoke about, not despising the days of little beginning. You could have come with it as an accountant and despise that. I can't work in a vulcanizer shop. Then how would you feed your family? Well, you throw caution to the hair. You took a job. And I say, whatever you are, we speak for you. We speak for you. You did not despise those little beginning. And again, customer service is top notch. Your employer saw that, oh my God, this guy coming to my business, brought about transformation in my business. You understand? And you can see he didn't want you to go. When we make ourselves of importance and we make ourselves very relevant, everywhere we go to, people begin to recognize us. They begin to look and sought after us. And that was what your boss did. Thought of calling you and say, instead of you leaving, why didn't you start a brand for me? So credibility is being built over time, being there working. And your skills, like I always tell people, I say your skills and your talents, we always make room for you. Like David would say, your gifts and talents will make room for you. Like the Bible would always say, God brings the man from the donkey and place him among princes. So if you have giftings and talents you're not using to be a blessing, you might think, I don't want people to know. No. Who is looking at your star? No one is. Like Mr. Ibrahim, he got there, worked hard, even as an accountant. And you see, people recognized and saw that this is not where you belong to. People would always come our way, helpers. You know, opportunities will always come. But what you do with those opportunities really matter to determine where you will be in the next 5, next 10 years. Your story has been really inspiring, sir. I want to say thank you for making the time, for joining us on this session, sharing your story. And I'm sure your story will inspire those who are just coming in, finding it very difficult to even start and like, where do I start from? But your story is a story of an humble beginning, a story of grace, God lifting you from the dunghill and placing you among kings and princes. It's been a great one for me, very inspiring. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you for taking our time. And I also want to thank our viewers who have been on this show. Thank you so much for being on this show. It is said that a leader is one who knows it, who does it, and shares it with others. You don't want to get an information and keep it to yourself. Let's be a people person. Let's go out there to share the story. Inspire someone somewhere who is thinking of giving up or throwing the towel. That I've seen a man who went through it, and today he's a light and is shining and is a star. Thank you so much, sir. Really do appreciate you, sir.
Thank you so much for that. But before I go, there is something I have to say, and it is me trying to find a good person, someone that was there for me without knowing who I am or where I'm going in this country. If you are that woman who gave me that car from that car shop 6 years ago, and you are watching this video, please try to reconnect with me because I need to say that thank you from
in a better way
of my heart.
Awesome.
Is a woman, who came to the tire shop with 2 cars and said, I need to change all of the tires from these cars, please. And, we interacted. I did my job. And she asked, what are you doing here? And I told her, I just got to this country. This is, where I'm coming from. And she said, you know what? I will give you this car. You can have this car from today. She gave me the key right there. As of that time, I did not even have a driver's license. I had to look for someone to drive the car home, for me. So if you are watching this, please try to reconnect with me, and I say God bless you. And I want to, believe that it is this same, blessings that we receive that makes the woo that we have. I've not stopped blessing people because it would be a shame if I can be a receiver of such a blessing
and not be a giver.
Not,
Awesome.
Yeah, so thank you so much for this platform, Mrs. Sandra. And if you are listening to and you need a financial advisor, you need help, with your business, books and records, accounting services, tax services, insurance, or you need to buy that house and you're wondering, where do I get the money? This is a country where all you need to do is apply for a mortgage. You don't have to pay to buy the land, do the foundation. We can help you. Thank you once again, ma'am. And I hope
Thank you so much. Very good ending. Very good story. Thank you so much. And that's why we must be of our best behavior everywhere we get to. If Ibrahim was not, I'm sure that woman wouldn't have asked him, where are you from? What are you doing here? What we do make others to identify us and want to be a blessing. And also, we do not be a stopper. We don't just take the blessing and keep to ourselves. We also must replicate that blessing. And that's why I said, dare to make a difference in your world. Somebody has touched your life. Go out there, dare to make a difference in the lives of others that are coming behind. And if you keep doing this, the world itself will be a better place to be. Thank you so much, everyone, and do have a blessed evening. Bye.
Are you thinking of how to publish your book on Amazon or how to get your published book to become an Amazon bestseller book? Dip Insight Books is the perfect in-between solution in transforming your ideas into a book. We can help you with all the complicated parts of publishing, such as process TO transformation. What we do: full manuscript evaluation, receive quality assurance edit, full copy edit and final proofread to remove spelling and grammar mistakes, oversee your cover design, create your interior layout, publish and distribute your book, lock down your marketing strategy. Ghostwriting, where there is no manuscript. Our goal is to help you publish your book promptly. Contact us today at 404-740-9091. Email us at info@dipinsightworld.com. To start the submission process, check us out at www.books.dipinsightworld.com and submit your details. You can visit our Facebook page at Dip Insight World.
If you've made it this far into this video, thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe so you can support your girl. Thank you.